Welcome back to Southern Soul with a Cajun twist. I'm your host, Chef Sophie Marie. And of course, you know I'm your favorite chef. You just don't know it yet. Today's episode is brought to you by Pink Company Beauty Supply, and I greatly appreciate their sponsorship. Today we're going to have Bundts, and I mean Bundts of Fun. Bundts of Fun, we're baking and shaking, shaking and baking. Who doesn't love a great dessert? I know I do. Me personally, cookies are a fan favorite. Yes, they are. Cookies are my love language. But when it comes down to those little mini cakes, brownies, just dessert me. Let's get into Bundts of Fun. We're gonna start off with our 2 cups of flour. And so we're just gonna shift this to ensure we don't have any lumps. I love desserts. I'm telling you, cookies are my love language, but it's just something about a nice dessert. I don't know. And it's pairing it with some ice cream. Southerners love some cake and ice cream, pie and ice cream. I'm gonna speak for myself. How about that? Chef enjoys some ice cream with a nice dessert. So we're just gonna shift this, ensure that we don't have any of those lumps. You see those lumps? We don't need those. So we're just gonna press those out. Okay, press. All right. And we're gonna be a little creative today. We're going to have a nice creation. We're going to have a strawberry chocolate bun, and we're also going to have a chocolate ganache bun. So we're Bundts of Funning it out today. Okay, I'm excited about these. Okay, we're going to add in our half a cup of cocoa powder, and of course we're going to sip so that we can get all these lumps out of here. We don't need anything clumpy in there. I don't know what your favorite dessert is, but like I said, who doesn't love cake? Who doesn't love cake? Now, if you're not a chocolate lover, shame on you. You don't enjoy chocolate? Shame on you. What are you doing with your life? I'm not sure what you're doing. Whatever it is that you're doing with your life outside of chocolate, I would love to know. If it's not about chocolate, what is it about? Okay, we're going to add in we have a teaspoon of baking soda, tablespoon of baking powder, and also a teaspoon of kosher salt. Okay, and so we're going to do the same here. Okay, get that together. Now here we have our remaining salt, so we're just going to add that in here and ensure that there's no lumps and clumps in there. Okay, so we have that together, ensure. So we're going to give this a little whisk, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. So I decided to switch bowls because it's a smart thing to do. We don't need any type of cake batter catastrophes over here. Okay, so we need to switch some things around. Okay, so we're going to incorporate our sugar with our butter. This is 1 stick of butter. Whoop. And we have a half a cup. We're going to say a half a cup. We have a half a cup of sugar. And so we're just going to blend this together. Now, like I was telling you, the buns that we're preparing today, they're chocolate ganache as well as a strawberry chocolate bun, mini bun, okay? So with this, we added the cocoa to the mixture. Both mini bun cakes will have the cocoa in there. I don't want this butter and the sugar to go all over the place. But we're going to have chocolate pate, okay? We're having a chocolate pate, okay? So this is an easy recipe. What's going to make this different, what makes the buns different will be the extracts that I use. So one cake, of course, will have the vanilla extract, and the other cake, of course, will have the strawberry extract. This is where we're going to get that strawberry chocolate from, okay? And so we're just going to have fun with these mini buns. The beautiful part about this recipe is that you can incorporate whatever you like. You see how this is coming together? I like this. So this is coming together very well. Let me grab me a spatula so that I can clean this off. I don't want to lose any of this butter sugar mixture. But the best part about this recipe is the fact you can add in what you like. You can add in blueberries, strawberries, chocolate, as much chocolate as you like, raspberry. I personally enjoy the raspberry flavor and chocolate together. Of course, you know I'm a chocolate lady. I love chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, chocolate lover me. So this recipe is going to be easy, and how you can change the recipe if you're not a chocolate lover like myself. Omit the cocoa and incorporate what it is that you like, your preference. But this is going to be easy, okay? This is going to be really lovely. We're going to leave that right here, and so we're just going to clean the edges around here to ensure we don't have any of that sugar. Okay, we need to ensure that all of that is well incorporated. Okay, so now it's time for our 2 eggs. We have these at room temp, so we're going to incorporate our eggs. We don't need anything left behind, so we're just going to get that out of there as well. And at this time, we're going to add in our vanilla extract. We're going to add in a tablespoon of this. Now, considering that we are making 2 separate mini bunts, we're going to add in the strawberry extract last. So we're adding 1 tablespoon of vanilla because we want and all of the cake batter to have the vanilla flavoring in there. But we're going to add that strawberry last. Okay? And so we're going to get this, we're going to mix this together. I love pound cakes. I'm a pound cake lover. And one thing about the pound cakes, you can add in as many flavors as you like with the pound cakes as well. That's what makes the baking part so fun. Now, of course, you know, you need to take your time and get your measurements and all that together, but cake baking can actually be fun. This is where you get your creative juices flowing in the kitchen. You know, as long as you're taking your time and you're letting whatever flavors that you would like to bring to the, you know, to the dessert party, okay? Not just a chocolate party, to the dessert party. As long as you're bringing what you like to the party, okay? That's all that matters. So we're gonna sit this right here. Now we have our mixture already together. This is our all-purpose flour. We have baking soda, baking powder, cocoa. Here's one thing that I love. This is what adds extra in-depth flavor to any bundt cake, any pound, any cake, okay? It adding in a little of instant pudding. This one here is French vanilla. I love it. Now, say if I was just making just a strawberry chocolate one, let's get all of that in there. If I was making a strawberry chocolate one, I would just incorporate the strawberry instant pudding. But since this is, you know, we're going to add in the French vanilla. And so we're just going to whisk that around a little bit because we're going to add this to our egg mixture. So add that in there like so. Easy, fun. Okay, nothing too crazy. And so I'm just going to use this whisk just to whisk this up. I don't want to over mix this because I have to add in buttermilk. Yes, buttermilk is going to be used in this recipe as well as the strawberry extract. But we're going to add that last. So now it is time for us to begin this buttermilk process. We're not looking for a runny batter, and we're not looking for a overly thick batter. It needs to be right in between. We're not going to go too crazy with it. Like I said, I'm going to use this hand whisk because you can use the hand whisk throughout the entire process. You don't need to pull out any gadgets like myself, but you know, if you would like, a hand whisk does just fine. This will ensure also over mixing. You know, this will keep the over mixing down. So you see how thick that is? Okay, so now we know that we can add in more buttermilk. And if need be, we can add more. So this was a cup of buttermilk, but I'm gradually adding the buttermilk because I'm not looking for a very thick batter, nor am I looking for a runny batter. I need that to be right in between. Okay, I'm liking the way this is coming along. I still have a little, let me get this so I like the way this is coming along. So I'm going to add in the remainder bit of the buttermilk. We're going to give this another whisk. And I like the way this is chocolate looking. So we got this together. So we're just going to continue to mix this up. And as I'm mixing, Enjoy a word from our sponsors. I'll be back in a moment.
Hey, it's Chef Sophie Marie, and we are here at Pink Company Beauty Supply. I'm here to grab a few things that I need, and where I know to get them from is right inside. Come with me. I got mine. Listen, I have mine. You need to come down here to Pink Company Beauty Supply. 20% off of your purchase each and every time. Who wouldn't want to shop at Pink Company Beauty Supply? Cosmetics, jewelry, body butter. Come down to Pink Company Beauty Supply. Some in Mississippi, I got mine. You should come get yours.
Welcome back to Bundts of Fun. Let's get back into this cake baking festival. Let's get back into it. We're going to add in our gel color so that we can know which one will be the strawberry and which one will be the chocolate. So we're going to, at this time, add in our strawberry extract. So we're going to add in a tablespoon of the strawberry extract. Like I was telling you all, this recipe is, you see this splash of red, splashes of fun. This cake baking can be so fun. You just gotta be creative. This recipe here, you can have your kids in the kitchen, listen, razzle dazzling with some chocolate chips. You can add in what you like. Since this is chocolate, both of the recipes are chocolate because I am a chocolate lady. I am adding in the chocolate chips on both cakes, just a little, okay? And we're going to gently fold in the chips because we don't want to over mix, so we're just folding these in. Actually, the chocolate one can add just a few more because why not? Okay, so this can be so fun. The kids will enjoy these and they will love to just add. You can add some sprinkles. You can add, look, festival. This is a bundt cake festival. So get active, have fun with it. So I'm just gonna also mix this in since I added this splash of color as well as this strawberry extract. I want to kind of ensure that that's well incorporated. See how red that is? Okay, we're going to need to get that mixed on up in there. We're going to use our scooper to place those in that pan. We're going to get baking here in a moment. These are going to bake for about 15 minutes. I've already preheated my oven at 350. So we'll check them around that 15-minute mark. At the very least, allow them to go for 20 minutes, but about 15-20 minutes should do the job. Okay, so we have this. We're just gonna few more. And also this here, you know, mini Bundts cupcakes, you know, listen, the sky's the limit with these mini Bundts. Okay, so I'm fine with the way this is incorporated. So we're gonna get our Bundt pan. I like to use this Pam, and it's spray release. I've already sprayed it. I'm gonna just hit it just a taste more, just to ensure, not too much, just a taste more, because I can still see where I originally sprayed it at. But that's the perfect release Pam spray. Of course, you can be old school with it and add you some flour and things like that to it. Not a problem at all. Whatever you like to add, you know, whatever it is that you like to add, so to ensure that it's not sticking, you do that. It's not a problem at all. So I'm going to use my little scooper, my ice cream scoop, and we're just going to fill it up just about that much. These are pretty small, so let me just do half of that. Let me just not be too over the top with it. Okay, so we're going to see that looks nice. Okay, so we're just going to get some of these in here. Make sure that I'm getting a few of those chips in there as well. So I'm excited about these bunts. Get these together. I'm going to fill these up, and as I'm filling these up, you think about what you would like to add into your Bundts of Fun cakes, okay? What is it that you can see yourself baking? Bundts of Fun, okay? So we're just going to continue to add these in. I want to see if I can get about 6 out of here, so I'm going to hold off on this one, and I'm going to add in the red and see how many we can get from the red. And once we come back, we're going to prepare the icing that's going to go on these Bundts of Fun bundt cakes, okay? Back in a moment. Welcome back. I'm your host, Chef Sophia Marie, and we have our bunts all in our pan. We're going to go ahead and put these in the oven at 350 for about 15 minutes, 20 at the longest. We're going to let these bad boys bake, bake, bake. So when you're baking, I want to ensure that you have a timer on. That will help. Timers do help. They will make a difference. Sometimes you get lost in the sauce while you're in the kitchen, moving around, kids everywhere, all these things. Whether you have one on your stove, have a little timer, place one on your phone. Do what works best for you to ensure that nothing crazy happens in that kitchen. You know, you don't get too lost moving around. So we're going to go ahead and work on some icing. We're going to prepare 2 different icings because we have 2 different bundt cakes. So this is just going to be a nice little glaze. I wouldn't necessarily say icing. I'm just going to say this is just a nice little glaze. You know, nothing too much. We're going to add in a little vanilla extract to this here, and we're going to use this as well, so we won't have any clumps here. But icing making is fun as well. You can add in some extracts and everything. This is going to add more flavor to what you have going on here. And you see those little, why don't you just get those out of the way? My mother loved to bake cakes. When I said her favorite cake was lemon, she really enjoyed the lemon cake. We have this heavy whipping cream, so we're gradually adding in the dry and the wet ingredients, simply because we don't want it too liquidy and we don't need it too thick. And we're just going to do a simple whisk on this, nothing too extravagant, okay? And we're going to add in, I actually could have used my tablespoon so you can actually see that this is about a tablespoon. So we're going to use let's do the vanilla one. So we're just going to add in a little vanilla. Now, when you're adding in extracts to this, it will alter the flavor a little. Not the flavor, the color, I'm sorry. It will alter the color just a little. It's going to give it like a little brown hue to it. I'm okay with that right now. But if you were, say, serving this for, you know, your guests or something of that nature, you can add in a little gel color, white gel color, that will just bring the color back to it, because it does loses its nice white color. So it's okay. And you can add in a little salt along the way. This is going to balance off all of those sweeteners as well. I'm okay with this color right now. I might add in a little color, gel color. I'm not sure yet, but we're just going to whisk away and see how this is a little thick. And if you need it to thin out, you just add in more of your heavy whipping cream. You can add milk, whole milk. You can definitely add in whole milk. I personally enjoy heavy whipping cream. So you see this is nice. Now this is giving you icing vibes. So I'm going to add just a taste more of the heavy whipping cream so that I can kind of get like more of a glaze consistency. So we're just going to keep whisking that around here. This is looking nice. This is looking really nice here. We're going to work on this strawberry one here in a moment. We're whisking around. So my mother enjoyed cake baking. She really did. One of her favorite cakes, like I said, was the lemon cake. I wasn't a fan of lemon. It wasn't until I got to my big age as an adult to where I understood lemon. Now I'm lemon. I'm surprised I didn't prepare a lemon cake for you. But we're going to keep that. We're going to keep that in mind for the near future. So we're going to add in a little more heavy whipping cream. Lemon is a staple. You can't go wrong with lemon. I'm sorry, you just cannot go wrong with it. This is like the consistency that I'm looking for. You see what I mean? How it has changed in color, which is perfectly fine for me right now. I can add in a little of the gel color, to bring the whiteness back to it. But it's nothing to worry about. Don't get too crazy about it. Okay, and to balance off that sweetness, like I said, you add in some salt. We're going to move on to the cream cheese. So we have room temperature cream cheese. We're using half a block rather, of the cream cheese. And I have some chocolate here. This is chocolate ganache. So how you prepare the ganache, you use heavy whipping cream and you add chocolate chips. We start at around a cup of chocolate chips to a cup of the heavy whipping cream, and you continue to add to get the consistency that you like, and you continue to just let it boil a little bit, and you remove it from the heat and continue to allow the chocolate to melt. Okay, and once you do that, you get your hand blender or your stand mixer. I prefer you to use your stand mixer because creating a ganache, it can become time consuming because you're looking for like this creaminess. You see how creamy that is? That's what you're looking for. It's almost like ice cream texture, like some whipping cream. You can freeze this, and once you freeze it, you sit it out, kind of bring it to room temperature. It gives you like ice cream vibes. I have scooped this out and served it like some ganache ice cream, like just being creative. Okay, just being creative. So we're going to add this ganache to this cream cheese, and we're going to use our hand mixer for this one, and we're just going to bring these together. Don't let me forget, this is the one that we're using for the strawberry. So let me go ahead and add in a tablespoon. I almost forgot the strawberry extract. When you're making two different cakes, take your time, pay attention to what it is that you're doing, because once it's mixed, okay? So we're gonna add in a tablespoon of this. I really want that strawberry to come through this ganache and this cream cheese. So now we're gonna use our hand mixer to mix this. Let's make sure that I'm not being too crazy. As I'm mixing this, I want you all to take a moment and have a word from our sponsors. I'll be back in a moment.
CleanAfood.com.
Welcome back. We have our bundts out of the oven. We have had a lovely time. Bundts of fun, Bundts of Fun. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Look at our mini bundts. We have the strawberry chocolate and we have the chocolate bun. We're going to add our ganache, our cream cheese ganache, and our icing to the mini buns. Now, you remember when I was telling you that when we add in that vanilla extract, it will alter the color? So you see how that's kind of, it's not as white as we like. So we do have a little white gel color. So, food grade. We're just going to add a little there so that we can get that white. Look like we could add. You see how this is changing? So it's just a simple, easy fix. And even if you don't have it, this is fine if you're just making it for family and friends. This is just something fun, light, that you can make. And you can make it two ways with 1 cup. So you can have a cup here, and you have a cup of this here, and you have bunts and bunts of cakes with different flavors. Okay, so now you see how this is nice and white. This is what we like. Okay, so we're going to add a little of the ganache cream cheese icing here. We're going to do us a nice little dollop. We're going to put this here for our strawberry. I'm not going to add too much because we already have these chocolate chips in here. So we're just going to add us a little dollop. And it's not much that you can do with them, especially because they're so tiny. But this is going to stabilize our strawberry. Okay? You can put us a little strawberry there. Okay? And so we're just going to add just a little here. And this almost reminds you of ice cream. I'm telling you, it really does. Once it's chilled, it's amazing. Okay, so we're just going to add us a little white here. I want to add a few chocolate chips. How about that? We'll add us a few of these chocolate chips. You can get as creative as you like. No worries. You don't have to, just get a little creative. What did I tell you all? I love chocolate. So, of course, I'm not going to allow my chocolate chips to go to waste. So, we're just going to add us a little of this here. Move this out of the way. Let's sit us a little. Why won't we? Why won't we sit that there? Okay? But we're just going to add the ice in here. Very nice and creative. Very nice and creative. Okay? So you got that chocolate there. You have this white ice in there. Bundts and Bundts of Fun. Strawberry chocolate. Okay? Let's see if we add us a little more on the front here. Just Bundts of Fun. If you're doing this with the children, watch them because they can get a little messy in there. Okay? So this was really nice and fun. Okay? So I really do appreciate y'all joining me today. Bundts and Bundts of Fun. We had strawberry chocolate Bundt. We have chocolate ganache. There you have it, beautiful people. Bundts and Bundts of Fun. I'm Chef Sophia Marie. Today was absolutely amazing. Over here, we're building confidence in the kitchen. My hope is that today you was inspired to bake something light, something sweet, something to satisfy your appetite. I greatly appreciate all of my sponsors: Summit Mercantile, Antique Mall, Vintage Girls, Pink Company Beauty Supply, Walker Production Company, the entire town of Summit. You have been absolutely amazing. Thank you all, and I'll see you all in the next episode. I am Chef Sophia Marie.